Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for the delay on YouTube today. I'm sorry there's no Twitch stream. I'm just having a devil of a problem trying to figure out what's going on with this game and XSplit. They seem to hate each other. So, we're trying out... Yeah, that's going through. We're trying out OBS right now, so hopefully everything works okay. Going to go back and reset some of these options that I had set differently earlier. You know what I'm missing is... Why does Steam seem to reset this all the time? I do always want my FPS counter here so I can see what's going on with my graphics card. Okay. Low mic, you say? Low mic. I don't... Lock volume. It shouldn't be adjusting volume. Alright, let me know if that's a little better. It looks like it is showing me getting up into the yellows now. Check, check, check. Alright, let's give this a shot. Continue. Lowest I've been? I'm showing 0 dB. Alright, well, let me check it out myself here. Hold on one second. We'll hopefully be able to adjust this after the fact. Myself here. Hold on one second. We'll hopefully be able to adjust this after the fact. I mean, it sounds fine when I listen to it. I'm not sure why it seems so low for you. Oh, maybe that's not actually getting up into the yellow. Ugh. Alright, well, I really do need a preamp for this damn microphone, but it's cranked up as best as I can do. Let's just go with this for now, and you'll have to turn it up a little bit. I'll keep the, you know, the volume of the game in the background. Here we go, for real. Welcome one, welcome all. I am Bridger, and today we're taking a look at mission number 3 on the Western Front of Unity of Command 2. So, Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily. It's about to commence. The skies above the island have been cleared and the Allied invasion fleets close in on the beaches. Now, we only get the 8th and the 7th this time. The British 1st we left behind in Tunis. And we got like a special award here. But anyway, so somebody wanted to take a look at what we've got. We didn't do too many upgrades, really, for these. The 7th is actually new. We've not used the US 7th. We were using the US 2nd earlier. I think all of these have the potential to come back in France, though, because they used a lot of the manpower in North Africa, also in France, I believe. There were at least some veterans there. So the US 7th apparently has level 2 logistics, so it can motorize an infantry unit and get it to go further. But that's it. Everything else is level 1, which means they can do suppressive fire and they can be ordered to no retreat, but they cannot... they're also specialized in suppressive fire. That's interesting. They can't do any of these other cooler things. Can't entrench. The British 8th, on the other hand, actually have level 2 operations, which gives them access to rear guard, set-piece attack, and feint attack. Not having that set-piece attack is going to be a big pain for the US 7th, but we'll see how that works. They also have a lower range for their HQ assets, so they can't have quite as wide a front, especially if there are rivers and other things. So let's jump in. So the HQs upgrade in 2 different ways. One, if you complete bonus objectives, which give HQ upgrades, and another if you earn enough XP with the HQ itself. And what that means is if units under the HQ earn XP within its range, it gets part of that XP as well. Let's see. Force lay ready off the shores of Sicily. Once the beaches are secured, the British 8th Army should advance on your main objective, Messina. The U.S. 7th Army will provide flanking support. German units constitute a large threat until your forces have secured a foothold. Note, you will have to land 1 unit by sea before your paratroopers can drop. Yes. In order to ensure success of the upcoming operation, we have reinforced the following units: 1st ID, 50th BRID, and 51st BRID. What was that? HQs available? Oh, okay, got it. I think that's the paratroopers. HQ scheduled for arrival. Oh, no, that's... once we get a beachhead, I think we have to... Can be deployed into any friendly supply source hex, yeah. So I think what that means is we've got to capture a port. And we're set up to capture this one right here. We're also apparently trying to capture Syracuse. But we're going to have a problem doing that if we can't... if we have to go over this bridge. But it looks like this beach is their only option. It looks like these are not accessible. And we're going to get reinforcements on these turn schedules. The Canadians come in on turn 4, U.S. armor on turn 3. So we need to make progress. What are these? En route enemy units are also getting... We get... is that Fallschirmjägers? Panzer Grenadiers and FJD. I'm not sure what FJD is. So, Syracuse has to be secured, period. And Messina has to be secured by turn 11. I do like the larger scale of this. The feel of this game is a higher scale than Unity of Command 1, which was really just land. Because Russia's so damn big, it just looked like a map of land. There wasn't a lot of super obvious landmarks. Like, I think when you're fighting in and around Crimea, it was obvious because you have the Black Sea, but there's not mountains or any other major landmarks. There were some cities and stuff, but I'm not super familiar with the layout of the cities in the Eastern Front, so I didn't really get the scale of it. But this map is all of Sicily, and you can see the bottom tip of Italy there. So, anyway, so that's our main objective. Other objectives we have to take early. We have to take Licata. Now, I gotta remember, those are supply objectives. I think those give us trucks. Because we have to hold it in order to continue to get the advantage of that thing. Unity of Command manual. Objectives. There it is. Primary objectives, bonus objectives. We've already seen specialist objectives and card objectives. That might be a port objective. The player receives 20 prestige and plus 10 theater supply increase. I don't know what a plus 10% theater supply is. Normally subject to take and hold capture conditions, but take is also allowed if the enemy manages to take it back. Okay. Yeah, so that's obviously a port objective, but I don't know exactly what that means. Plus 10% supply. Maybe we get more trucks? I'm not sure. Either way, looks like we've got a nice big naval defensive fire thing going on here. So, right-click or escape. Oh, that's the range of naval defensive fire. So that suggests if they attack us and we're within this range, the Navy can help us out and we get a buff in that particular combat. We've also got Naval Bombardment options. And if we need to take... so here's the thing. We're going to be able to take this town. That's got a port. That'll give us supply. But the people over here are not going to get any supply until they either take Syracuse or link up over there. So I think this needs to be a bit of a priority. Is that the Americans? No, that's the British. So the British goal is to push onto Messina, and the Americans here are for flank support to prevent anything from the western part of the island to get in here. Okay. So, of the various troops, what do we have here? We have these guys. They've got recon cars. Recon in force. Set piece attack, no retreat, rear guard, counterattack. So recon in force is an HQ capability. Captures an adjacent hex in enemy territory without getting caught in Zox. The hex must be cleared of enemy units, must contain a supply hub, HQ stragglers. Okay, so that's something we can't do anyway, but it requires armored cars in order to do it, and we can't do that. But the armored car do add a nice attack and defense bonus and a bit of an armor bonus. And we've also got the artillery here. So all of that is valuable. And we've also got specialists. Now the specialists get a bonus for attacking across rivers and for landing amphibiously. So if we go here with a naval assault, and maybe specialists don't actually get that. Oh, they have to be amphibious specialists in order to get the bonus there. So I'm pulling up the reference on my other screen because I always forget what all these specific details are. View the quick reference. I think it actually tells us here, right? No, that's the thing. For some reason with specialists, it doesn't tell you exactly what they do. All the other ones, it tells you exactly what they do, but specialist just says special forces. So special forces counter enemy entrenchment and attacking units suffer lower losses. So that's the value there. And then here we have engineers, and engineers negate the beat shift. So they could potentially attack directly in here and actually have some success. Is that what we want to do, though? Wouldn't it be better just to go here? No, I bet if we land, it takes up our attack for the turn. I'm almost certain that's how it's going to be. These guys have to land there. These guys have to go here. That's a suicide mission, so I'm just going to send them here right now. Technically, they can still attack. These guys can land here. And these guys can attack directly in, but it seems like that's completely unnecessary at this point. They should just land and have a better shot, because they won't have the naval penalty here. Right? These guys don't have the naval penalty if they were to attack. They're getting the river penalty, but... So these guys are going to land. So now they've got a regular deal here. Not a great chance of retreating. But we did hit two of them and knock them down. So I think we're going to use one of our... The air attack is per turn. The naval bombardment is 3 uses left this turn, 4 left in the scenario. So this is only 4 shots with the naval bombardment that I get. And I think, like I said, Syracuse has to be one of them. Weaken this. Damn! I mean, now we can knock them out. Unfortunately, we can't actually get there, but they are much, much weaker than they were a second ago. Can we land the paratroopers? We can! Oh, that's beautiful. So, we're now holding this bridge area here, which means we can get over to Syracuse next turn. They can go 1 turn without supply, and it doesn't look like there's anything strong enough to deal with us right now. Okay. So that mission was accomplished. Do we want to do this attack? I don't really want to. But honestly, there aren't that many other things we can hit with our bombardments, so... There we go. That unit's completely gone. It's now back to a shell. That will allow us to link these guys up on a future turn. And that's pretty important. What is this? It's just letting us know that we have people to bring in on the beach, I guess. I think the same thing here. We want to make sure we hit the ones we can see really hard. These guys can land there. Let's do it. So we got prestige. Oh, the theater supply. Okay. That's the starting point of the theater supply. I got it. So what if we land here? That didn't increase our theater supply, but that's okay. So until we establish more of these supply beachheads, we're going to have a problem with our supply. These guys, unfortunately, can't move much. And our paratroopers can come land now. I think we want to take the other side of this bridge, just to be sure. And that's a blown bridge, actually, isn't it? Oh, that sucks. Yep, that's a blown bridge. They've blown a couple bridges. Which means these guys aren't going to get back in supply for a while. They have to get over the bridge in order to get supply from Syracuse in a turn or two. So this isn't going super well at the moment. I think we need... Well, we don't really have much left to do except drop our paratroopers, who have to be dropped adjacent to a friendly. And this bridge is blown too. That's kind of awful. I don't think we can drop them that deep. We have to drop them adjacent to friendly territory. What's the other objectives we have? Way over here. I don't think that's possible. So this is by turn 3. Is get that airfield. Oh, we can really drop way over here? Are you serious? We must be able to drop within a certain range, I guess. I think we want to drop on the other side of this bridge, right? Let's get a little bit of recon over there. Yes, that's exactly where we want to drop. Oh, fuck. I clicked the wrong thing. Did I use up one of my bombers? I did. Alright. Let's use the bomber for real this time. Didn't do anything. Damn it. Let's use one extra bomber. Try it again. Yes! Alright, paratroopers are now able to do that. So we captured the airfield to get some extra, you know. Oh, they can't move, though, because they just got here. But they got the other side of that bridge. That was very important. Because these guys are going to have a really hard time getting over this river. But now we've done some very good work here. I think that's everybody, basically. Nobody else. Oh, I'm sorry. We have more guys to deploy. I didn't see these guys down here. Well, they don't have a lot of options, so that's that. And this one can't land? Really? I guess I deployed these guys incorrectly. I guess they just have to wait a turn. So these guys are providing support for all of them. Unfortunately, these guys are going to probably... Well, there's nothing there to attack them. We're just going to hit end turn and see what there is. Little town there just named for no reason. All right, let me pull up the chat again. Sorry, I haven't been taking a look at it. I have never been the highest of... Yeah, I need a preamp for my mic is what I need. Panzer Corps, the Germans have a gun battery to the north, blocking attack from the sea. Let's use that sneaky information. En route units and HQ. Oh, check out the en route units and HQ button. Would it be possible to just land this guy in a port? No, because that guy's already occupying it. Oh, they have to deploy to Syracuse? Well, these units aren't available now, but the HQs could probably deploy? No, they have to deploy in a supply center. So we have to drop the US 7th over here. Because we didn't drop on Syracuse, we can't deploy the 8th HQ right now. Oh, and we can drop supply trucks. Well, we're definitely going to drop one here for now. We only got 2 supply trucks? Well, they're en route. Okay, we got more supply trucks coming in. Interesting. They have partial supply. I wonder why that is. What's supplying them here? Is it this? Might be. It might be everything within naval defensive fire gets some supply. It's a low supply chance, but it's still some supply. We'll hold off on the trucks for a minute, and we did drop our 1 HQ, but yeah, we're going to end the turn. Oh, boy. Well, so much for securing that fuck-garging bridge. Yikes. Alright, the paratroops are going to come back here. These guys will move up. So now we've secured Syracuse as a supply base, which means we can drop at least 1 truck a little further forward. That's good. That'll supply everybody nearby there. And then we can drop the British HQ off here. So these guys have the armored recon, which is actually good for adding territory. So if we go up here, oh, we've got some intel that there's Italian units there. So we can't enter that ZOC. We grabbed a... Oh, look, now we got some real information. Now, the American HQ should have some ability. Yes, they can repair a bridge. That one. Bingo. Very important. That now got supplies to everybody along this line. Oh, wow, these guys can actually do some damage here. Because those Italian tanks are not very good. I think those are Italian. Yeah, Italian armored. That's been out of supply for a turn. Goodbye. You are the weakest link, etc. Now, crap, these guys are in trouble. They didn't get supply. Can we... Oh, they're not in... They're in... Oh, boy. I mean, can these guys move? No, they moved already over there. I gotta maintain this supply route, even though I haven't actually set it up yet. But I gotta keep this beach open. And I can't abandon the port, even though I want to re-link up with these guys. But if I link up with these guys, they're kinda screwed. I'm sorry, if I use these guys to go over the bridge, then they're screwed. So we've got one more naval assault here. And that's apparently the only place we can do it. Alright. Well, that didn't do too much, did it? Let's try suppressing this armor. Or killing it, apparently. Alright, that was effective. So he can't go anywhere now that he's done that. I'm worried these guys are gonna get caught. 60% theater supply. So now we theoretically can deploy units, but they can only come into Syracuse. Which means these guys need to move forward. As much as they're going to get completely screwed over there, potentially. Because we need a truck. We need to deploy a truck over here. Well, no, because the theater supply is so weak. So we can drop in the British armored now. Can they move immediately? Yes, they can. They can even go all the way over here. Oh, these guys can do some damage. That means the British armor can go up here now. Let's see if we can't... We got suppression. That's what we needed. There we go. British armored. Now, I really need to get across this farging bridge, but I don't think I can do it. Let's bring in the U.S. armored. Oh, they can deploy on a beach? I think... Okay. This is undoable. That is not. Okay, let's go here. Can they go back? They can. Now let's see if the Americans can land. Yes. Now, okay, perfect. So they can guard that. That's what we needed. And those guys are gone. Now the armored division can help guard this port. And we can drop... I don't know why the... So this is apparently a port. It's apparently a supply center, a supply source. So I don't know why... Why do they have to drop off there? What the hell? Anyway, the British 8th has points. They can fix some bridges too. Whoops. Oh, they can fix a bridge that's cheaper. Alright, that's very valuable. These are Canadian infantry, so they should actually be attached. So now what's our supply situation? They are out of supply, so we need to sit a truck over here. Now they're in supply, albeit... Oh no, they're not in supply. Why aren't they in supply? Because the bridge is only just been built? They're out of supply. I can't figure out why. It must be because the bridge was just built this turn. And next turn, the bridge will fix itself. Now, the Americans can also fix this other bridge, I think. Yes, that's very valuable. That'll get these guys back in supply eventually. The British don't have to be supplied from over here, do they? Is that the weird situation we've got going on here? Do I have to add an extra truck? To this? Huh. No, I think I need to add a new supply depot here. That doesn't do it either. Yeah, you know what? No, I don't know what the deal is here. At all. I'm going to hold back on the truck since... Well, it'll actually put these guys in supply if I add it right now. And that's enough for me. Alright, so we moved in all of our reinforcements this turn. Enemies got their own reinforcements coming in. Next, and we took the airfield to get the 20 prestige, but then we lost the paratroopers in a horrifying accident, insofar as enemy armor destroyed them. Oh yeah, adding extra trucks extends it. It's 5, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 1, I think, in terms of how far the trucks extend your supply. Each time you add some. Oh, these guys have 7 now. Wonder why they have 7. Anyway, we lost the unit KIA. Alright, I don't think we have anything else, but let's cycle through the units and make sure. They can't really move anywhere I want them to move. They could attack, and they could do some damage. And, I mean, they're as in supply as you can get. Do the British have emergency supply? They do. Just to make sure that those guys do. What about the Americans? Do they have logistics for supply? They do, but they don't have enough CP left. So we'll use it next turn if we have to for emergency supply for these guys that are not getting supply, because there's only a 60% chance that each of these guys gets supply. Ooh. These guys can actually push up to the bridge. Took some prisoners. These guys could actually push up too. I don't know if I want them to. I have to imagine that these bridges will provide full supply once they're completed. Because it looks like, I think we did this bridge last turn. No, this bridge has always been standing. Maybe temporary bridges don't, like fixed bridges, don't allow supply to go over. Anyway, we'll figure that out. These guys are the British, right? Yeah. I don't think I want them to go forward. They're done. Alright, let's end the turn. Oh man, this is new. I'm not super confident. Okay, that hurt. That's a really strong Panzer division. Oh man, it's murdering us. And they capture our supplies! Oh no! I think we screwed this up real bad. We might have to redo this one. I'm not sure we have enough British left to do this. No, don't go that way, God damn it. I was trying to click on this. Can we deploy anybody? Yes, UK armor can be deployed. Oh. Why can't it be deployed? Oh, because there's no infantry steps. Damn it. There will be infantry steps available next turn, I think. But we can add a 17-pounder to these guys and a 25-pounder to these guys. The 17-pounder will at least give them some extra resistance against that armor. But I think, I mean, we might be okay. Oh, let's check. Yes, okay, the bridges are now constructed, so we've got real supply going. Unfortunately, our trucks are basically gone. That's disastrous. We're going to rebuild that here. So we get those trucks back 2-3 turns from now, the ones that got disrupted by the armor. And this armor won't be able to attack them this turn, I don't think, because these guys have the anti-tank now, so I think they'll be strong enough. Here's hoping. We don't have any, you know, can we give them another 17? Yeah, we can. We gave them 2 anti-tank weapons. Okay? Get out of here, armor. Nobody likes you. They've got a lot of defense. Unfortunately, the defense from the naval forces hasn't been helpful. So the Americans can actually exploit way behind this armor. I wonder if that's a good idea. I think it is. I think if we trap this armor, capture some prisoners in the meantime, blow up these guys, and then we can provide some... this is also Americans, right? Yeah. And this is British Canadians, but all I have to do is go here to prevent them from flanking through and blocking off any... I mean, the supply is not great at best, no matter what you do. Now, we've got 2 specialists and engineers here. We can actually do some damage across this river somehow. These guys have to hold this damn town in order to make sure we keep... Now, if the Americans could exploit over to here, we'd get better supply across the entire island, which is really interesting. But I think the Americans need to help the British, who got themselves into quite a bit of a pickle here. The good news is we've cut off these guys from supply, and so they are not recovering those 2 steps, so they're trapped. Their big armor's done. Whew, thank God. Turn 4, we'll get the Canadians coming in here. The Canadian armor? Yes. Thank God. Okay. We could dig in with... No, we can't. That's an engineering thing that the British don't have and the Americans don't have. They don't have a high enough level for it. So what will we do with this? The Americans have any? Yeah, they can deploy some guys in reserve. They have armor steps, but no infantry steps to go with it. You need an armor and 2 infantry steps, I think. Yeah. So instead, we can deploy Free French? No. Can we deploy an infantry step? No. Really? Why can't we deploy an infantry step? Can be combined with U.S. armor to create... Oh, because all our infantry are maxed out. That's why. But they do... We could give them more options. Yes, those are the only guys that don't have maxed out support specialists. So I think, yeah, the Americans have the most they can get. The British... We've given everything they can do. They need to get infantry back, which they will. They're reconstituting some this turn, I think. Yeah, what do I have for a card that can help? I can get an extra truck, which I don't need right now. Deploy elite steps. I don't think I want to pay... Oh, and I can't pay for prestige because that would have been at the beginning of the battle, which we couldn't really do. Okay, what can we do? These guys actually can do some damage across the river and probably won't take any damage in return. If these guys move up, they can follow up the attack. These enemies are particularly weak. Black shirts. Oh, because they're Italian. So the number of steps here is an indication of how many people there are, but the type of unit determines how strong they are. So you multiply the attack value times the steps, and that's how good they are at attacking. The defense value times the steps, and that's how good they are at attacking. The reason the Italians suck is not because of how few steps they have, it's because they're 1-2s, whereas the Germans here... Oh, those are Italians too, but they're on a river. So why, if I move here, are these guys... Oh, these guys have anti-tank, which gives them a good set of defense. The black shirts don't give them too much. I was trying to find an example of a much... Oh, well, 9-5. So each step is worth 9 instead of being worth 1. That's a huge difference. Anyway, I think these guys are going to move up. They do still have a zone of control out to here, so these guys can't slide around behind. So we'll do this. Perfect. They got a lead, actually. And now we can do this. Oh, they took a step loss. Hey, the Americans actually have an extra step they can throw in there. There we go. Excellent. So that mission was accomplished. Now, who else haven't we moved yet? And who should we move? I don't think we want these guys to move, because these guys could potentially cross a river, and we don't want them to do that. So they're fine where they are. These guys haven't moved or attacked at all. These are British, so we kind of want them to follow up this direction. Those guys also need to follow up in that direction. Okay. Oh, these guys can get here and attack the tank. All right. Armor. Have them fully surrounded now. Alright, that's it. Let's see what happens now. So we were in big trouble losing the paratroopers and... Oh! They were able to ignore our Zoc. How come? Yeah, but why were they able to ignore our Zoc? We weren't weak. Only weak don't exert a Zoc. Maybe Zocs only exert into your own terrain and that was theirs, so that's why? Or, I don't know. Either way, I mean, we've fixed that problem. Do we want to try having our armor run up the coast here and get better supplies for everybody? Maybe. But I don't think we need to. I think we need to focus on the main objectives here. Although those all do give, you know... Oh, technically I lost... Oh, no. If you lose it, you lose the extra supply. Jesus, that's awful. Alright. I think we do need to send the armor up the coast as best we can. And knock these guys out of commission. Screw that. So, the American armor here can actually do some damage to the enemy armor, too. So they've got engineers, which is what allowing... Yeah, and the priest. So the engineers actually helps them do damage across these rivers, which is pretty cool. But honestly, I think they need to... Well, actually, the British can come up. They can't make it across that bridge. Is the bridge blown? Oh, it is blown, isn't it? Well... Oh, we got a lot of intel. So we know there's an armor and a bunch of infantry up there. They're trapped. They also can't make it across. The Americans could make it to the other side of this bridge, but then they'd be out of supply. So instead, they're just going to come and try to provide support that way. We want to move the guys in back first. Get them up to the front. Especially because we've got some engineers here. And I think that's going to let us... Can we repair a bridge if we only control one side of it? We can. Yeah. Now, it's not technically repaired until next turn is the biggest problem. I'm kind of blocked until I get across this river. We do have another bridge fix, but I don't have... you say we have another bridge that we could fix? You know what else we have? Oh, we don't have enough left, but we have the ability to build bridges with the engineers from the British. We don't have the ability to do that with the Americans. I'm a little worried about this gaping hole here, but do we have the Canadians that can come in? Yeah, we've got a gaping hole here. Crap. I have to hope the terrain there is too harsh for them to come through. Otherwise, I'm kind of screwed. The Americans, can we do some emergency supplies? Yes. So they've been supplied this turn. Nobody else needs to be supplied. The British are out of special tricks. The Canadian armor can only go so far. But next turn, this bridge is open, and then everybody can flow across that, hopefully. Now, we've also got the ability to bomb. Kind of want to make sure this armor can't go anywhere and or be effective. All right. Card. An extra truck. Better reinforcements. We were going to potentially see if... Oh, we can't do that, huh? No free French either. Did the British get a set step of infantry? No. One turn from now, they're going to get 4 infantry steps. So that will let them put at least 2 of these armor steps back into the British 4th Armored there. Okay, so who is not able to go any further? No. No. Actually, the Americans are coming back here. That plugs that gap. Whew. I love how fast they can move. All right. That was very valuable, plugging that gap. Now that we see there's actually not much over here, I can send these Americans, you know, the armor up along this coast. I could even maybe do it to these guys if I can turn them into a truck. Oh. Oh. Our current supply situation is not good. So 2 things. The Americans do have the ability to move their HQ, so they're going to move it here. No. Damn it. I don't know how they got around my zone of control. I got to look that up right now real quick. Zone of... Units that are not weak exert a zone of control in neighboring hexes owned by that unit's own side. That's the problem we had. Okay, just confirmed that. So that means these guys could technically slip around to here, but then they'd be trapped in the zone of control. So, if that's correct, and I hope it is, then putting these guys here is not a big deal. And, I need a truck. I'm going to use the truck here. No, that's where they can get. We can't put it there. Alright. That'll work. At least that'll get supply out to these guys on the side there. That was what I was worried about. Okay. Now we're done. Ooh, they reinforced those guys. They don't want us to take that supply dump. They're letting us across the new bridge, it looks like. So that's real good news. I believe, if I'm right, yep, we can add 2 armor steps to these British. Now, the armor steps are unfortunately coming in suppressed, as normal. These guys didn't get their supplies, but let's see what we can do with the HQ here. Oh, crap. The motor pool is, when we moved the HQ, it lost its logistics level. So now it'll recover it next turn, but until then, we can't do the motor pool thing. And we just used the damn truck for the other thing. We can get all the way to the supply depot, though. So we're in good shape to potentially take these by turn 6, unless anything comes along this way. Palermo also needs to be taken by turn 6, so the armor is going to swing around to try to do that. Huh. Why does it have to stop here, I wonder? Oh, we got an XP for an upgrade to the American HQ. I think we'll take the free specialization into bridge. It makes their bridge construction cheaper. I don't want to spend the prestige. I want to save it for the conference. We took some prisoners. Excellent. We're going to get 2 more trucks next turn. Those were the trucks that got dispersed over here. Ooh, supply is really bad over here because we have this 1 truck. But if we stay along the rail all the way up to Messina, we've got supplies along the railhead. You can see the railheads always have supply at full level. So, who do we send first? The Canadians are veterans. These guys are regulars, but their steps are going to recover next turn. Let's send the Canadians. Oh, we found an enemy Zoc. Ooh, that's a strong enemy. Those are veterans. All right, but we knocked that out. Oh, they can actually attack again if they... do we have anybody that could potentially... No priests or anything here. A lot of AT weaponry now that's not as useful as it was. Ooh, we have some infantry steps we can distribute as well. These guys are elite, so if we give them infantry steps, they're going to drop down to a lower status. That's too bad. But these guys... these guys are the other ones that we can potentially give steps to and get them to be level 6 on a future turn. I'm going to sacrifice these guys a little bit, although their defense value is very good. Oh, they can't get all the way up there. Neither can these guys. Why can't we go into this city? These guys can do it. They're the only ones. What if we bomb these guys? Ineffective. What if we bomb these guys? Ooh. Sometimes it's completely nothing, and sometimes it's super effective. Can we... Oh, yeah. We can do a pinning attack. Will that... No, it's still suicide. That's crazy. It must be because this armor is so bad in forests. The American armor is also way out of range. Oh, this is Canadian armor. I'm sorry. The British HQ has no XP, no CPs left because we used them to deploy those new guys. We're going to put the British HQ over the river. And these guys are going to go secure this flank. I think these guys are just going to guard against somebody trying to sneak past this river here. That's a good place for them to be. And unfortunately, this armor is great, but there's nothing for them to do right now because the thing that's blocking us are these guys that are in the forests. I wish they could move right here. Nobody quite can make it there. Oh, these guys can. They can get either here or across that river. I think this one's more valuable. It'll give everybody supply in the area. And we can get this one. Oh, crap. We overran him. Look at that. I mean, these guys in the middle are completely screwed now. They probably get supply from here. But this armor can go knock that supply out and grab Palermo next turn, maybe. I don't know if they can do both those things. But they can definitely grab Palermo and then knock the supply out, I'm betting. Okay. I don't understand why they can't go up this road. The road should be easier terrain, but it's a mountain. But it's still a road. Maybe they should take them... Oh, they would go through it to get to the hill? That's absolutely bizarre. But we took a little bit extra terrain. We saw more of the terrain reveal itself. Sure. Oh, I forgot these guys can actually attack here. Now these guys are going to be out of supply. That's good. Don't want to attack with them. Ooh, these guys can actually move closer to the action. We're not worried about a counter-invasion, are we? That would be kind of terrible. The problem here is I don't have anybody with artillery next to these guys. That's what I really need. I need some artillery guys. These guys should have a good shot at hurting them next turn, though. They have 2 sets of specialists, including amphibious specialists, but that doesn't matter. All right, that's everything we can do. This is the turn we have to take Palermo and those other supply centers to give ourselves better supply percentage in the theater. 1 unit had supply disrupted. That's not too bad. It was this American unit here. So... Oh, there's an enemy there! Oh, that's not cool. This is the turn we have to take those, isn't it? Yeah. So we gotta use a bomber. We're not going to get both of them, but we will get one. Damn it. No, we can't! We can't follow up! Oh, damn it all to hell. Alright, we can't get Palermo, but I think we can get Masal. And we can't go any further. Damn it. Alright, but that 60% supply is still going to help. We still got the 20. Oh, look at that. So, these guys... Oh, that's interesting. Why couldn't they... I guess you can't because of the Zoc. Alright. So, this should be automatic, and then we can hit these guys here. Now we no longer, theoretically, will have to... Oh my god, they're 4s. Why? Why are they so strong? Oh, weather! I have supplies? It is what it is. Sorry. We can get a truck out to you soon. Maybe next turn. Actually going to lose a little bit of their steps, but they're also not threatened right now, so they can walk back into supply eventually. Oh, we don't need this step either, do we? So that'll give us an extra truck. And we also don't need this one. We'll be able to do a full reconversion next turn. Now, these guys didn't get all of their steps back, so that's good. These guys could do a pinning attack. That'll help. And now we've got... Oh, they did a rear guard. Those sneaky bastards. I'm getting across this bridge before they get a chance to blow. Oh, snap. Not getting across at all. Not enough command points for a set-piece attack. Those guys actually had a very strong defensive position. I'm going to take the chance. Oh, they actually did a counterattack. Sneaky bastards. These guys have a lot of armor in them. I mean, this is a very narrow... Like, if we can sneak all the way around here, that would be great, but I don't think we have any supply hubs up here at all. There's no incoming supply on this road. So everything would have to be done by truck from, like, here. It could still work. I think the US HQ needs to get moved up, but where? I can't really reach anybody at all right now. I think we need to move it up to that spot there. At least then it's in range of these two guys. Well, they're going to be out of supply, potentially. Oh, is that a bridge problem? Oh, there is a broken bridge there. Damn it. I didn't even see that. I'll have to fix it next turn. Jeez, the British are still screwed there. All right, but we're going to get some supplies back there, probably. Can we give them supply right now? Nope, we don't have any CPs. All right, well, I think everybody moved as far up as they can. All right, hopefully that bad weather goes away. There. Trucks. Will that be far enough? Not quite, huh? put one here. It still can't make it. Damn. Holding that is going to be a huge pain. Unless we put 2 trucks over here. Yep, that's what we need to do. We don't actually need the second truck over here, really. Our supply situation's fine here. Okay. Anyway, Messina's the ultimate target. We've got to get there by turn 11. We've got a decent shot of doing it. Why is this 3-step American got such a better shot at killing these guys? 1860. 30, though. How come they still have such a chance to hit me back? I guess the veterancy, but these guys also have artillery shifts. The armor is not really helping because the enemy has Stugs. So the artillery is what makes a difference here. Got them both. All right. I think the Americans are going to try to block off any of these guys from getting back to Messina so that these guys can do what they need to do getting through here. Okay, that's good. Now, can the armor exploit in there? Yes. Will it be effective? No. These guys won't really either. I bet you these guys would if they could make it. Because what is here blocking us? It's just elite infantry with a little bit of armor blocking. Do we have any deployments? UK infantry can be deployed. What about American deployments? Nope. Alright, well that's good to know. Ah, Americans need to rebuild this damn bridge over here. Oh, you need a unit next to it to do so? Oh, come on. Alright. Well then, the American's going to be out of supply until he can get back around. I think the armor's just going to need to go this way. Damn it, useless garbage. Suppressing one is not going to help us. I mean, I can still suppress it in the hopes that it doesn't get recovered. You know what? These specialists have some amphibious specialists with them. So we'll put these guys up here. And next turn, these guys can do an artillery barrage on there. And then these guys can try and attack. And maybe we'll drop both bombers on it and see if we can make a push through this northern route. But right now, they've got that valley really well secured. And this one. The armor is going to come... Why can't it stop here? If it can get here, why can't it stop here? Anybody? Bueller? What is going on? It's right next to you. Yeah, it's a mountain, but it's a rail network. I don't... Okay, whatever. These guys are probably within range to exploit into there, and that's what's important. I mean, the other alternative is the engineers might have a better chance of crossing that bridge. But they don't have any artillery, which is a big pain. Alright, everybody is as in supply as they can get for the most part. Oh, these guys haven't moved yet. these guys are going. I guess they could try to follow the Americans and just provide some flanking support. There's just not enough room for all this stuff. All right. We've got to hope those bombers actually hit something. That's the best bet we've got for attacking across this bridge. Oh, boy. I didn't know how much was still over there. Gulp. U.S. engineering's recovered, so they can fix this bridge now. There we go. That'll be good. But can the U.S. provide supplies? No, to this guy? He desperately needs it, though. He missed supplies like 2 times in a row now. He's kind of in trouble. Oh, okay. These guys are kind of weak. That's good. That's very good. Now, I think these guys are much... Yeah, okay, so the Panzer Grenadiers are much stronger on attack than they are on defense. So if I attack them now... There we go. Okay. Now we can hold Marsala, rather. This armor's going to be screwed if it doesn't get any supplies this turn. Even these guys could sneak in and attack it, and they're green, you know, and useless. Ah, I think we can use our emergency supply. No, these guys are out of range too? Because the bridge is out. Son of a... I think the main goal here is just to cut their supply line. Now they're all out of supply over there. So once this bridge is back, maybe we can get some emergency supply over to the Americans here. Oh, do we have a truck? No, we don't have a truck. Damn it, because the... All right. That's fine, because this one's supplying the rest of the area. Okay. Now we got to look at this situation. This is the main axis of advance. This is the secondary axis of advance. Let's see what happens if we try to artillery barrage. We can't. Unit not in HQ range. This is American? Ah, son of a bitch. I brought them up there to use the artillery. God damn it. Alright. These actually... If we can just, yeah, weaken them a little bit. Or a lot. Force the retreat. There we go. The armor can exploit. Now we're real close. Now we're real close. So this doesn't wind up mattering at all. We don't need to kill ourselves against that target. Alright. Can we deploy anything? UK Reserve Infantry can go here. Nothing in range. That's okay. Oh, we can actually hit them here with this guy, huh? That's their HQ. And, yeah. Alright. I think we're doing okay here. We missed a bunch of prestige we could have gotten, which means our HQs and stuff aren't going to be... Oh boy, there goes a huge chunk. We stopped them from putting us out of supply, but the fact that armor didn't get resupplied was a huge burden. It's actually gone. It's turned into prisoners because it didn't get supply again. It could have, but it didn't. Get out of my area. And these guys are out of supply, too. Well, the good news is we don't have to hold for much longer up there. Oh, gee, what is it H for hex grid? Yes. Okay, so there is a spot up there we can move somebody. Except for, you know, the enemy zones of control. Well, this is the target. Ugh. Oh, these guys overran. Oh, wow. And 5, just 20. So let's attack with these guys first. Damn. Okay, well, we did what we could. Can these guys move out of the way? No, they can't. They're kind of stuck there. So those guys are the only ones that will be in supply in the entire island. So that's good. Guard the rear here. Hey, we got some supplies. The 7th gains some stragglers so they can put out more guys. I think we're just kind of where we are now. Alright, it's turn 9. I think we're gonna... Oh, there's trucks available. That's right. We were gonna do a truck somewhere. I think it was gonna be here. Yeah. That'll help this guy. Alright. Oh, those armor. They did not get any resupply. That was rough. Luckily, these guys didn't either, apparently. They're still missing a step. No, they should have perfect supply. Maybe they only were able to recover one. Ta-da! Now what, you pansies? Alright, well, I think we're done. All objectives are taken. We're just going to hit end turn. Whew. That was a rough one. We definitely made some mistakes there, but we're on to the next conference at least. We took some higher casualties here than we did in North Africa, that's for sure. Alright, next conference is going to give us some opportunities to spend our prestige, including on our HQ. So the US 5th, is that the one we were just using, or is this a brand new one? The British 8th we've been using for a while. So the question is, transfer step, well that can be actually, and for 25 that's not bad. And you know what? A longer range is really useful, as we found out. And you know what else is useful? Operations. They could build bridges. That's kind of valuable, I think, but I've only got 100 prestige left. I gotta be careful. In Entrench. No, I think let's look at the cards. What cards can we buy for this next operation? And let's look at the Mediterranean here. So we got 3 in a row right up the main thing there. Air Recon. Air Supply seems pretty damned useful. A Saturation Strike. Oof. When we really need to get through something. You know what? Oh, it's 120 to buy a Paradrop. That's useful, but... Drop elite steps to unit. Steps cost prestige, but lose only 5. Card stays face down in deck after use. Can be used again at next conference. Oh, I never used it. Oh, no, I did use it at some point. I remember I used it. I thought it was a waste, but I didn't realize we get to keep it. That's kind of nice. So you can only use it in one scenario, like on one turn, I think, but you get it back next conference. So we can't get the Red Devils because we don't have 120 prestige. Damn us for not getting to one of those other areas. But a Saturation Strike seems really damn useful. And we've seen how useful those bomber assets were, so let's take that. And we don't quite have enough for the air supply, so I think we're done. That's the end of that conference. Avalanche is next. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time, and I promise we'll get started at normal time tomorrow no matter what. All right?